Hi, my name is Wilkin Brutus and you are watching Uji Wuji. Today we are going to discuss travel, culture, and identity. Introduce yourselves, ladies.
Absolutely, I'm Sharad.
I'm Yolanda.
I'm Abir.
I'm Natasha.
What are some things Americans need to know about? I mean, we're in Toronto right now, but what are some things Americans need to know about Canada? Not just Toronto, but...
First of all, we're not that far from each other.
Right.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Yeah. We're on the same continent.
When I was at Afropunk a few weeks ago in Brooklyn, and I told a few people that I was from Toronto, they were just like, wow, you came all the way from there? And I was like, it was an hour flight.
We're nicer and we say sorry all the time and we just can't get rid of it. We won't shake it. But yeah, like we're on the same continent.
So I'm very keen to say I'm Haitian American. Like that hyphen is, I'll let you know that it's actually there. But how do you process race, culture, and nationality in Toronto specifically?
I think like for myself, like I think Canadian is the last thing I say. Like I'm Persian Jamaican.
Yeah.
I was born in Canada.
And it's it's not that we're not proud of being Canadian. It's just that it's like an assumption. Like we're Canadian.
Yeah.
Like
But
that's a given, and we don't need to like push it in front of people's faces saying like, oh, I'm Canadian. You need to know this. It's more so I am Indian, and my parents came here, and I was born, and I'm Canadian.
Like historically too, the culture of needing to assimilate is a lot different in Canada than it is in America. I think it's changing now, you know, like you said, you identify as being Haitian American, but I think in the past that wasn't really a thing, whereas in Canada, you know, us being second generation immigrants, that's just always been the way it is, so.
And when you also in Canada, when you say I'm Canadian, the next question is, no, but from where?
Yeah.
Like you could never actually be Canadian. So to cut that whole process out, you just tell people where you come from originally anyways, and then you're not in that whole conversation of, no, but like where were your parents from?
Right.
And then you're like, oh, from Canada. Well, no, where were their parents from? And it just keeps going.
So I guess Anglo or white Canadians don't.
Recently, even like the white Canadians are like, well, I have some like French
Yeah.
and English, and I'm like, oh, like, but like in the 1800s. Doesn't count.
For me, it was different. I grew up in a small town, and so I was like the only brown person in like my grade. So I was very naive, and I'm like, I'm Canadian. And then they're like, no, you're not.
So that's identifying yourself within Canada. Like when I interviewed Dwayne Morgan, he said that normally happens in Canada. But when you go to the States, oftentimes you just say I'm Canadian, right?
Yes.
It's way easier.
It's easy.
Sometimes it depends, because sometimes I always say I'm Eritrean first, and then I say I'm Canadian. And in the States, I find myself first identifying as Eritrean, and then say, oh yeah, but I'm from Toronto.
Right.
I think it depends on, you know, to where you are in the States. Like if I'm in a huge like metropolitan city, I'll be more inclined to be like, you know, I'm Guyanese Canadian.
Yeah.
Whereas when you get to certain rural parts, it's just like, I'm Canadian.
I'm Canadian. And
I'm not even gonna bother
you feel
explaining this to you because you won't get it.
Yeah.
What makes Toronto this sort of best kept secret right now? Or is it a best kept secret?
I don't think it's a secret per se.
Drake,
Pushed us.
Justin,
Yeah.
I don't want to just.
Justin Bieber,
No, I don't Drake
The
with
Weeknd.
credit.
No.
I think like, you know, things like what's happening now, the Toronto International Film Festival, other big projects that's happening. Definitely Drake did
Had a
with
hand
it,
in
you know,
that,
he
yeah.
did. But I think, you know, let's.
And he always gets the credit for it too, right?
Right. But now it's kind of, I think everyone's getting a piece of the pie. There's different fashion elements that are happening that's getting a lot of recognition. Can you teach me some language, some Toronto slang? You know, so if I'm in the 6 and I'm rocking with my woes, you know, you got Americans saying this now.
So one that comes to mind would be something like yo guy.
Yo, guy.
Or still.
How would I use still in context?
Tired.
Still. So there's a pause and then you say still.
It still comes at the end of the sentence, so it actually may not make any sense, real sense. But it could just be like, oh, I've been grocery shopping all day, still.
Still, I think
Where did it come from?
it would kind of be used like this, more like, I got us on guest list still.
Toronto or Montreal, which is the better city?
I love both. I prefer Montreal because it has a bit more of a liberal mindset, and you can just enjoy yourself and like really free up. Where Toronto is like British and Anglo, and like we're not that we're more conservative.
Yeah, I would say like there's a balance, you know? Like I love a lot of things about Toronto, especially in the summer, but then Montreal in the summer too is amazing. So like I love them both equally. I guess I'm more biased towards Toronto because I live here, but
Right.
Montreal's awesome.
I have a lot of fun in Montreal. I feel like it's a little European getaway, just a few hours away.
What's the differences between Canadian men and American men?
Speak for myself, but I love the Americans.
I think they're just more confident. Like
Yeah.
the way they approach, you know, we appreciate that.
Definitely.
I think Canadians definitely have a lot to learn
Yeah.
in regards to that. Not to bash our
No.
Canadian
No,
guys,
no, no.
but you know, put yourself out there.
And they're confident about their compliments. Like they actually acknowledge you as a person, not just your looks, not just an actual one thing about you. They acknowledge the whole person.
Yeah.
The Americans
That you've met.
Yes.
Yeah.
A perfect example was when we were in Miami, we were on the beach, and two set of gentlemen came up to us. The first group were just like very passive and just like, hey guys, how are you? Like, you guys, you ladies look really nice. Okay, well, we'll leave you alone. And they like kind of timidly walked away. And then, but they were around lingering. We found out they were Canadian, they're from
Yeah.
Montreal. And I'm like, oh cool. And we had a common ground, but then they just didn't want to bother us. And they left. And then another group of men came over, and they're American, and there's like, they didn't leave us alone. They just set up shop beside us. And, like,
Put the beer down.
We weren't very interested either, but we were being polite because we were Canadian.
Yeah.
And we're just like, okay, that was nice. It's like nice talking to you guys. And like kind of shifting over to the other side. And then we found out they're American. I'm like, wow, those guys could have fully, like, they were nice, they were pleasant. We would have talked longer, but they didn't want to stay.
Right.
Or they didn't know how to like break the ice, or they
Right.
didn't know how to build up the confidence to go in.
Go in.
Even like-
What are those?
Ketchup chips.
Ketchup chips.
What's your song? I'm pretty
Where
sure
was you was
have-
at when I was in the 6 eating ketchup chips? Yeah.
Oh, is it?
I've never tried
I'm so
ketchup
excited.
chips before. No.
They're not in America. They're
No.
Canadian.
What's going on here?
What do you think it's gonna taste like?
It's gonna taste like
Does this flavor entice you?
no.
No.
It just. Now I ate live octopus in Korea.
Yes.
Yeah.
I can eat ketchup chips.
Yeah.
It'll be delicious.
Ketchup chips.
Okay.
So we have the market over here. Yeah, we better get paid for this.
Love it.
Please give them some chips now.
Fix your face.
Have another
And?
one. Have another one.
And another one.
Yeah.
Oh, that one's
We'll help
So what
finish.
is it? What's happening right now?
It's crunchy.
Yeah. What else?
It's
flavor.
ketchupy.
Sweet and salty.
Sweet and salty.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
What
a
it
combination of
is. I think the
sweetness
sweet
and
salty
saltiness.
factor is what like wins everybody.
yay or nay. Yay or nay.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a good thing or a bad thing.
Yeah,
Yay? Yeah, he's gonna finish the bag. It's done.
Yeah.
We're so late.
Oh, da-da-da. Thank you so much for joining me, having this discussion with me. We talked about everything.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll do a round 2 when I come back to the 6.
Are you coming back?
You know, hell yeah! Are you kidding me? Look at this. And ketchup chips. I mean ketchup chips. Ketchup chips. Around hot women.
True.
I'm coming out.
And
I'm
we're not
coming back.
judging you, so
Yeah,
that's
and
a
you're
good
not judging
thing.
me, right? When I do come back, what's the first thing I need to do?
Well, you gotta have some poutine.
Poutine.
Yeah.
And then go to Kensington Market in the
Yes.
summer.
Yes.
With everyone, like
Yeah.
we're all going
On a
together.
pedestrian Sundays, we can walk around.
Yes.
Nice.
And then go to Pulte.
Yeah.
Yes. And have a dark and stormy.
Oh,
Yes.
they're so good.
Once again, my name is Wilkin Brutus. Thanks for watching Uji Wuji, and thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
Bye.
Bye.